Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, not here with Geeky Sparkles. We're going to do a couple videos talking about the tech industry. It's kind of dry stuff, but not really because it's on fire. Everything's freaking burning down here. Zuckerberg's efficiency measures are leading to 10,000 more Meta layoffs. Now, we talked about how this was rumored to happen. It's happening, guys. It is happening. 10,000 people getting laid off. Weirdly enough, it is helping their stock because they're getting rid of a lot of people that they really probably didn't need, to be completely honest. But yeah, Facebook is not doing very well. I mean, people have been leaving Facebook for months, years probably. I can tell you on the advertiser side of things, it does seem to me like Facebook's been scamming advertisers. Just my personal opinion. Based on some of the sites we've managed in the past compared to present and some of the other advertising type stuff that we do, it does seem like Facebook is scamming its advertisers too, trying to get some money. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how they're going to give up on NFTs because, again, why? You know, I never quite got the NFT thing. I'm not saying that there isn't a place for it eventually, but that bubble has also burst. So we're going to talk about this. Then we got another video coming up talking about BuzzFeed, and pretty much everything we predicted has come to pass. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Please go out to clownfishtv.com for more objective pop culture news and apparently tech news now. We're covering tech news. This is coming from Mike Phelan, who picked it up from the Hollywood Reporter. Zuckerberg's efficiency measures are leading to 10,000 more Meta layoffs. A week ago, it was alleged that Meta's top brass were prepping to make some more staffing cuts. Mark Zuckerberg planned a year of efficiency. Today, Zuckerberg made the layoffs official, confirmed by the Hollywood Reporter. As expected, the devastating announcement was made to staff via a memo. Of course, unfortunately, the Hollywood Reporter did not post the memo in full. However, the following quote from the document is attributed to Zuckerberg. As I've talked about efficiency this year, I've said that part of our work will involve removing jobs, and that will be in service of both building a leaner, more technical company and improving our business performance to enable our long-term vision. At this point, I think we should prepare ourselves for the possibility that this new economic reality will continue for many years. Okay. This is very important. This is the guy in charge of Facebook. This is like the face of Silicon Valley. And SVB Bank aside, and that's a whole nother issue. The new economic reality will continue for many years. The new economic reality is shit's going to have to pay for itself. Yeah, that is the new economic reality. People are not going to get paid $150,000 a year to post their anti-Trump screeds thinly veiled as video game reviews anymore. It is over. It is over. You're going to have to perform if you want to work in tech. And that's how it used to be. And then everything got way too lax, and we saw what happened. Higher interest rates lead to the economy running leaner. More geopolitical instability leads to more volatility. Basically, they're worried about probably China. And increased regulation leads to slower growth and increased costs of innovation. Given this outlook, we'll need to operate more efficiently than our previous headcount reduction to ensure success. Basically, these Silicon Valley companies, and that includes social media, that includes digital media, they got very, very fat and very, very lazy when times were good. They thought that the gravy train was never going to end. The pandemic was a huge boon to them because everybody was stuck in their houses. And they were spending a lot more time on social media, a lot more time surfing the internet, reading articles, a lot more time being angry. Everybody wanted to be angry because they're angry at the situation, the way the world was going, and they just wanted to be angry, and they wanted validation for being angry. And it's starting to end. And also, people are starting to realize that sites like Facebook are not your friend for a number of reasons. Beyond the privacy concerns, Facebook has been stirring up some shit over the last couple of years, and it's also turning into a ghost town. A lot of people leaving for a lot of different reasons. I know Geeky and I have talked before about how simpler things were before you could follow your friends, neighbors, and coworkers on social media. And then you got to see exactly what they thought about everything. And it led to a lot more fights than there were previously, right? But the announcement may have led to a 6% increase in shares of Meta, but will it have a long-lasting positive effect? I don't think so. I think Facebook or Meta in general, one, I don't think they know what the hell they are. I don't think they know what they are at this point. They're just a social media company even Facebook itself is definitely end stage MySpace, where it's trying to be an everything app and it doesn't do anything particularly well. I don't use it for anything other than sharing articles and videos, and that's done automatically, and Messenger with family. And that's basically it. That's basically what I use it for now. The recent staff reducing plans follow a trend Meta started in 2022 when 11,000 employees were terminated and Zuckerberg got an additional $4 million added to his $10 million personal security budget. Can't imagine why. Meta's troubles don't end with shedding workers. The tech giant may soon have to pay news corporations in Canada for links users share on social media platforms. The company formerly known as Facebook had to settle a $74 million privacy lawsuit in 2022. So yeah, there's all kinds of problems. And yeah, this thing about the news, this is kind of interesting. And Mike also wrote about that too, that they're blocking access to news in Canada if this legislation passes. This is because digital news outlets are losing massive amounts of revenue. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, Facebook was trying to push publishers into just dumping their content directly onto the platform and not directing people to their own websites. And that is catastrophic. Like, you need to have your own site. You need to have your own space that you own. And this is one of the biggest problems I think that we've had, with the internet is everybody has been relying on these social media companies, and even 10, 15 years ago, most people had their own websites. And there are actually some websites that have completely imploded because they went all in on like Facebook video or I think it was College Humor. I want to say College Humor. They were saying that College Humor basically imploded because they were fooled into thinking they got a lot more views on Facebook than they got on their own website. But the thing is on their own website, they were able to charge people, a monthly subscription or whatever. And on Facebook, they couldn't do it. And then it turned out that it was all smoke and mirrors and they were just pumping them up saying, oh, you're getting all kinds of views. Here, have some money. And then it turned out it wasn't actually the case. So yeah, this is coming from Reuters. It's called the Online News Act. House of Commons Bill C-18 was drafted in April of 2022. This piece of legislation would see companies like Google and Meta paying fees for user-shared copywritten works from news businesses. This enactment regulates digital news intermediaries to enhance fairness in the Canadian digital news marketplace and contribute to its sustainability. Okay. And again, I'm going to do a follow-up video on this talking about BuzzFeed. Basically, these digital media outlets are freaking the hell out because there was a system set up for years and it was all fueled by venture capital. Social media companies and digital media companies, they would publish garbage and the Facebooks and the Twitters would, spread the garbage all over the internet, and people came to rely on just, going to Facebook for news or whatever. And it worked great when the ad revenue was there, but the ad revenue is not there now. It's not there. It establishes a framework through which digital news intermediary operators and news businesses may enter into agreements respecting news content that is made available by digital news intermediaries. The framework takes into account the principles of freedom of expression and journalistic independence. Basically, you're going to have to cut a deal. You're going to have to pay us, Facebook. You're going to have to pay us for news. This is what Facebook said to that: a legislative framework that compels us to pay for links or content that we do not post and which are not the reason the vast majority of people use our platforms is neither sustainable nor workable. Yeah, I think Facebook will tell them to go pound sand. At this point, they don't have the money anyway to be cutting deals like that. They have cut deals with some media outlets, I think, for exclusive content. Weirdly enough, BuzzFeed is one of those news outlets, and we're gonna talk about that because that's not going very well. I agree with Mike. He said that he's confused as to what Meta wants to be. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Meta was supposed to be like the metaverse and VR and, whatever, Tron and the grid and all that jazz. And now it's like a failing social media platform that owns something that wants to compete with TikTok, you know, Reels and Instagram and all that, and they're just bleeding out money. I don't think it's going to go well for them. I think a lot of people are leaving Facebook. A lot of people are leaving for, you know, newsletters and stuff like that, or they're just going to websites, especially conservative media outlets. Most people just go directly to the website now. They don't even go to Facebook because, frankly, anything you freaking post, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle it's on. If Facebook doesn't like it, if their fact checkers don't like it, you can lose your page. You know, you can get reported for anything. You can have a mod on one of your pages do something that Facebook didn't like or get false flagged. This actually happened to us before. Get false flagged by somebody they don't like, and then your page is dead in the water. So there's really no point even as a media publisher to pay Facebook, you know, to promote your news or whatever, because it's just not worth it. And the people aren't there. It's not there. So anyway, guys, it's another blow to Facebook. I'm sorry for the people losing your jobs. Again, we are seeing a massive course correction in Silicon Valley. None of this was sustainable. None of it was sustainable long term. And it's time to pay the dues. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.